Webster's Dictionary defines hope as a feeling of expectation and desire for something to happen. I'd like to introduce to you my daughter, Nicole Rebecca Johnson, also known as Nina, to her closest friends. A vibrant, loving, and beautiful 10-year-old girl who loved her siblings. She loved to be loud and happy. Her favorite color was pink. She enjoyed reading, singing, and everything bright colored. Thursday, the 19th of May, was when everything started. Nicole woke up that morning with an earache that was bad enough that she stayed home from school. That evening, she said that she felt nauseous and worn out and just wanted to rest. This was the start of the worst night of our lives. At 5:30 a.m. the following morning, my wife and I woke up with the sound of thumping coming from down the hall. My Nina was having a grand mal seizure. While my wife was calling 911, trying to tell them what was going on, a good hearty talk, I told her to swap out with me. I told them what was happening, and they told me to go back to her and keep her from hurting herself. The medics were in that. When the medics showed up, it had been about 5 minutes. After they checked her over, they were trying to figure out how best to move her to the stretcher, but I just told them I would take her. I picked her up and carried her out. While I held her and looked in her eyes, they changed. They lost the sparkle that used to be there. I knew that my baby was gone. They got her secure and loaded and went to the hospital. They rushed her in and tried to start to get her to stop seizing. At this point, things get blurry. I know that they had trouble with her breathing and had to intubate her. By this time, the flight medics had arrived and wanted to do a spinal test before they loaded her up. When she was stable, they got her loaded, and I kissed her goodbye and told her I would see her soon. During this whole time, my wife and I were in a fog, not knowing what was happening and what to do. When I got to her floor of the new hospital, they had her in MRI, and it'd be taking just a little while before they got her settled in. Pneumococcal meningitis was 2 words that I don't ever want to hear anymore. The doctor told us that he felt that this was a very, very bad case. At that moment, we were praying hard and had hoped that she would make it through and be okay. He told us that he has never seen anyone come back from this bad of a case, and that we needed to prepare for the worst. It was at that moment that my hope was destroyed. After it sank in, we got to go to her room. She was surrounded by wires and tubes and things that I still really don't know what they were for. She looked very calm. The nurse that was there was very careful with her. She was so genuine in the love that she showed for her in everything, from UIVs to making sure she was warm, to her decency. This was at 7 a.m. Friday morning. Over the next 36 hours, my Nina went through many tests. The worst of all were the brain tests. The tests for brain damage. I wish this on no person ever, not even Satan himself. The hardest part is always the last. That's the breathing test. I won't describe it. It hurts too much. Just know that that part is the worst. After a series of 3 of these tests, she was pronounced being brain dead at 1:19 Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, May 21st. We were done and she could rest. But Webster's Dictionary has a second definition of hope. It says that hope is the grounds for believing that something may happen. We were asked to speak with a lady that changed our lives for the better because God had other plans. She was from an organ donor service, CDS. She asked us to think about it because Nina was only affected in her brain, and that the infection was not a risk for the rest of her body. She spoke to us about everything involved and went over everything that needed to happen to match Nina to someone in need. We said yes. Then more tests. Blood tests to match her to people waiting on a list that are just too long. She was matched, and on Sunday, around lunch, it was time. I remember us walking to the elevator with her, and when the doors closed, I could hear screaming. It was from me. The rest is a word I hear, thank yous and goodbyes, shaking hands and packing up. God had given us our hope back, but in a different way. We had a new hope that our Nina could save lives even though she was gone. She was able to save 4 lives on Sunday, May 22nd, 2016. Having the knowledge that others were given hope back because she was a match has been a blessing and has helped us in our healing process. We were able to meet 2 of the recipients and become very close with both families. One of them is here tonight. Our families have become close over the last year or so, and they are part of our extended family. But we have hope that one day that we can meet the other 2 recipients and their families. But for now, I would say thank you to Donate Life for all that they do. And I'd like you to meet Naomi Askew, the mother of one of Nina's recipients.
Delicate, crucial moment. To quote my sister Natasha, it's crazy to think about how much timing plays a role in the way our life unfolds, and inspired by the thought that every decision we have ever made has brought us to this very moment. That moment, 12:38 p.m. on May 22nd, 2016, when we received the call. For those who are transplant recipients or waiting for a life-saving transplant, you are well educated to be available at all times for the call. Our son Colby was listed into the UNOS database on February 22nd, 2016, in hopes of receiving a life-saving liver transplant due to a congenital abnormality that was found by sheer coincidence during testing for an unrelated hockey injury. The sport of hockey initially saved his life. Exactly 90 days later, Nina saved his life. And even after all the times the phones were left off of vibrate during sleep, despite the transplant teams having at least 100 backup numbers to call. Okay, well maybe that's a little exaggerated. There was always a worry that I would miss the call. And guess who missed the call? Because as Colby so finally reminds me, I was at my hair appointment with my sister, who was my hairstylist, with my hair in foils. I immediately recognized I had missed that call, and I quickly returned the call and spoke with our most beloved transplant coordinator, David, and sat in the back of the salon, bawling and crying that today was the day an angel was going to save his life, while grasping and hugging my sister's pregnant belly, and keeping her rational to not yank out all my foils so that I would not have orange hair as a transplant mom. You're welcome, Colby. And to recognize only a fleeting moment of relief, followed by a flood of heart-wrenching grief for a family we did not know at the time, but who would always be the heroes of the night. This journey has not been possible without our incredible village. As the oldest of 6 children, we tell our mom all the time, "You did this. Look at what you did," as our village expands with each passing year. And as such, we mobilized our incredible village as my sisters Nina and Natasha, along with myself, were able to get Colby to the hospital on May 22nd, 2016. We could not have made it through that time without our village. The perfect, delicate, crucial moment, timing, our moments. Since starting ice hockey at 8 years old, Colby's hockey number has always been 52. We received that call on 5/22. Our sweet angel donor Nina shares the same name as my sister Nina. Our precious donor mom Mimi shares the same name Colby calls one of his grandmothers. Kendall and Mimi, as well as myself, took near identical pictures of us holding our children's left hands, one as they were gifting life and one who had just received life. These pictures were unknowingly taken less than 24 hours apart. We could not have hoped for a more beautiful expansion to our village over the past year and a half with the blending of our two families, extended family, and friends. Our love for one another is infinite, and we have the support of each other in times of calm seas and in times of tidal waves. And we are here as a reminder that there is always a reason to hope. Sweet Nina gives our family purpose, a reminder of how delicate life is and how beautiful saving the lives of others through organ donation truly is. The reason why we continue to share Nina and Colby's story, to give hope to others. If our story can impact just one person or one family in the midst of incredible pain and suffering, we are exemplary of the breathtaking, beautiful outcome. Even in tragedy, our goal is to bring hope that a donor's legacy lives on by saving the lives of others. It is okay to laugh at inappropriate times, cry anytime, hug each time, and love all the time. And if you'd like to learn more about our story in detail, we do chronicle our journey on social media. You can search Team Colby 52. We have been honored to have the opportunity to share our story with you all this evening. We thank Donate Life North Carolina and Carolina Donor Services for being a part of our journey. Thank you.